Dark times we may go through, of course I've been there too. I know you'll make it through, cause Leowolf believes in you. Right now you may be down, someday you'll wear a frown. You think your story's through, but guess what? God's not done with you. Trust in the purple and blue.
Being someone's light on a dark day can come in many forms. It could be anything, be it grand gestures of money, be it small gestures of love, it doesn't matter. Sometimes being light on a dark day can be something as simple as letting something slide. And in that regard, I'd like to talk about this one instance. I wasn't particularly having a dark day, but it was a bit of a down day, and I was doing everything I could to make sure that that changed. I wanted to change that day. I was trying to make people laugh in the grocery store as I bought my purchases. I was shooting the breeze with a customer who happened to be a war vet. It was nice, and lo and behold, it seemed like everything was coming against me that day to try to be a bad day. I couldn't shake that feeling, and no matter how hard I tried. But that's okay, because God works in mysterious ways. Because as I was pulling out of the parking lot, the rain started to come down. And this old lady, whose husband was the war vet who I was just speaking to, she was backing up in her Suburban, and she hadn't noticed that I had already pulled out my car, and I was about to take off. She completely backs up into the front of my car. Now keep in mind, I drive a little white Scion. It's a little box car, and this woman was driving a big Suburban. And whenever she hit the front of the car, she was not going fast. She was not, going fast at all. She was easing out of it, but she still cracked the front of my car. So we pulled up forward, and naturally I was a little annoyed. Who wouldn't be? But I didn't know the woman was an elderly lady. I didn't know who it was. It didn't matter. I just wanted to make sure the car was okay and the headlights were fine. Nothing was too damaged. The woman gets out of the car, and she started immediately getting upset and emotional, worried about what happened. She said she didn't see me. It was raining. Her rear view wipers wasn't working. She couldn't see me behind her car. She's so sorry. And I looked, I'm like, ma'am, let's just see if my headlights work. All she did was crack the body, the frame around the car, because it's nothing but fiberglass there. There's no steel or anything right there. It's all just a eggshell over some headlights pretty much. Headlights worked. Everything was fine. And the lady was like, okay, do you want my phone number? Sure, I can give you my phone number. And I said, ma'am, don't worry about it. It's okay. My headlights work. Everything's fine. This would be no different if I pulled up closer to a handicap sign. This is no different than that. It's okay, ma'am. You go about your day. And the woman tried to ask if I wanted her phone number. She tried to pry. She's like, no. Surely I gotta do something. And I said, ma'am, it's all right. It's fine. You know what? It's okay. That's nothing. The grommet underneath my fender is also starting to come loose. This car. It's plastic and fiberglass shelled. It's got a shell around it. I'm like, don't you worry about it, ma'am. It's all right. Let's just go about our day, and you have a nice rest of your day, ma'am, and drive safe. And she cried. She gave me a hug, and she said, thank you so much. God bless you. And the vet, he rolled down his window, and he said, is everything okay? And I told him what happened. I'm like, yes, sir. I'm like, it's all good. Like, y'all go about y'all's day. And he tried to ask too. He said, you're sure? He's like, because I was trying to tell her somebody was behind there. He's like, well, sir, it's all right. Everything's fine. I got a little crack here in the fender, in the shell body. It's all right. And he said, well, I thank you so much. He's like, because most people wouldn't do that. I'm like, it's nothing. It'd be different if it was more serious, but it is nothing to sneeze at. It's all right. So I wanted to share that little story because it recently happened and it made me feel really good. I was trying my best to make the day good, find something positive to think on and focus on other than, everything else. I was just trying, and it felt like nothing was working because it's like I'd feel good for a second, but then I'd go right back to being down. And that perked me up for like the rest of the day. I was happy because the joy that came across that woman's face was all I needed. She was so happy that she was not in trouble. There was not going to be lawyers or cops or courts or anything like that. She was so happy and so relieved because it could have been worse. And I'm like, you know what? She'll get her wiper check now. This will be a good reminder for her. Let's both go home. I went home, had me some coffee, and I had a good rest of the day. Had movie night with my sister. That's all I really want to say. Just being light on someone's dark day. Maybe next time it'll be a different story and a different scenario, but this was the best one I could think of off the top of my head, something that recently happened. And just goes to show that, whenever you focus on the positive, whenever you walk by faith, it's good things will happen, God is at work 24/7. I may be short, but I hope I reached you with this video. Farewell wherever you fare, and may God bless. Thank you.